Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me for another bonus episode in the series in which I'm sharing our family's experiences in the last year of our daughter Hannah's life, which spanned from February 2008 through February 2009. My desire is to process through the events of those 12 months with a perspective that 16 years has brought, and to point listeners to hope in Jesus along the way. I'm grateful you've joined me. This is bonus episode number 108. It's Only Hair, October 2nd, 2008. 16 years ago today, we began the next phase of Hannah's treatments, chemotherapy radiation. Her previous radiation treatments had been very targeted, focused precisely on the location from which her tumor had been removed. The chemotherapy would be different in that the machine would actually radiate her from the top of her head to her tailbone, all around her body. While she was in the machine that day, the doctor explained all of this to us and did his best to prepare us for what was to come. We talked a little bit about the new chemotherapy drugs she would be on, and I commented about how relieved I was that once again, this particular type of chemo would not cause Hannah to lose her hair. I will never forget his reply, "Oh, well, the radiation will make her lose her hair." As I gasped for breath, he explained that because the radiation would be going all around her head this time, her hair would not survive its rays. The tears began to flow immediately, and I actually had to step out of the room to try to gain control of myself. How was I going to break this news to Hannah? She had been so relieved and happy when her oncologist at Children's told her that the new chemo he was prescribing would not cause her to lose her hair. Hannah's radiation was over with before I was able to completely pull myself together, and when she saw me, she immediately asked what was wrong. As you can see from my email 16 years ago, she took the news in typical Hannah fashion. This afternoon, we took Hannah to Carti in Little Rock for her first chemotherapy radiation treatment. We met briefly with the radiology oncologist who explained to us that she will have a total of 20 treatments to be completed over a period of 4 weeks. The chemotherapy radiation is different in that they will be treating her entire head and spine rather than a single focused area as they did previously. He explained to us that anywhere the spinal fluid flows is a potential area for tumor growth, so they will have to treat the entire area. He also told us that this time she will lose all of her hair, instead of just patches of hair like she did last time, which she was able to hide so easily. He also went over all the possible side effects from treatment, and it is a rather lengthy list. He told us that she will probably not be able to attend school at all during these treatments. He gave us prescriptions for a new anti-nausea medication and for steroids, but told us not to start the steroids unless she begins to have severe headaches or worsen nausea. They did another CT scan today while she was in the chemotherapy machine to make sure the alignment was exactly right, and then did the radiation treatment. The entire process took about 35 minutes, but from now on, each treatment will only take about 12 minutes. On the way home, we had a bit of a scare. We were nearly home when she began to develop a severe headache, pressure in her ears, and nausea. We got her home as quickly as we could and called Carti. The on-call doctor I talked to, it was after hours by this time, explained that the tumors had probably swelled due to the radiation and that we should go ahead and start her on the steroids. He said that she would probably have this reaction the first few times she had the treatment, but it should get better over time, and we could cut back on the steroids gradually at that point. I had already given her some Tylenol by this time, and she was feeling somewhat better, but we started her on the steroids in hopes that we could avoid this problem tomorrow. She is resting comfortably right now. I think the reality of how difficult the next few weeks and months of treatments may be really hit all of us today. Hannah has been amazing, though. When we told her today what the doctor said about her hair, she said, "Well, it's only hair. It'll grow back." Her faith is so strong, and she is truly an inspiration to us. In spite of the storms and the emotions swirling in and around us, God has given us a peace as well, a peace that can only come from Him. A dear friend of mine wrote in an email that we can just rest in His godness, and that's what we are doing. We have received so many wonderful emails, cards, phone calls, gifts, meals. It's amazing how much those things mean in a time of storm like this. There are too many emails to personally respond to all of them, but I am printing out every one for Hannah to read and for us to keep. All we can say is thank you. You all make it easy to remember that God is good all the time. Jill and Brad.